In this study, we investigated an approach to teach accessibility to information technology students. We included accessibility in programming courses as an add-on topic, conducted surveys and interviews to understand the impact of the assignments on students' learning of accessibility and computing. Our findings show that our approach has potential to satisfy both accessibility and programming learning objectives without overwhelming the students. In formal studies, information technology practitioners have reported a lack of accessibility training in their formal education. Within computing education, accessibility topics are usually taught in human-computer interaction and web design courses. Instructors who taught accessibility are usually researchers in this field. Instructors who do not have expertise in accessibility may need support to add accessibility topics in their courses without disrupting the key learning objectives. We designed 2 assignments with accessibility topics as background information. Students were required to complete activity journals, quiz questions, pre- and post-surveys. We also conducted follow-up interviews to understand students' reflections on learning accessibility and what difficulties they have encountered. The first assignment asked students to convert ASCII text to Braille output using arrays and pointers. The Braille assignment was given to students in a course covering fundamental computer science concepts and basic coding skills. The other assignment asked students to write a Java program to read a file containing accessibility test results. The accessibility checkers assignment was used in an object-oriented programming course. In the survey instrument, we used the interaction with disabled person scale to measure changes in students' attitudes towards people with disabilities. Results of the IDP scale can be loaded onto 6 factors: discomfort, sympathy, uncertainty, fear, coping, and vulnerability. We did not find significant change in the pre- and post-survey results of the Braille assignment. For the accessibility checkers assignment, we found significant change in the sympathy and fear factor of the IDP scale results, indicating that students may perhaps felt more sympathy and less fear towards people with disabilities after the course. After qualitative analysis of the course materials and interview results, we found that some students have become more aware of user diversity after the assignment. However, many students think the assignment's focus on technical function overshadowed its accessibility theme. For example, one interview participant felt that the assignment wasn't highlighting accessibility. We also found that students expressed a willingness to have more in-depth discussion on accessibility in class, and they wish the content can be more practical. Analysis showed that although assignments were sometimes effective, more could be done to emphasize the relationship between accessibility and technical skill. And although including accessibility topics is helpful, practical and explicit instructions may be needed to drive home the relationship between technical skill and accessibility knowledge.